Tekken propaganda that I am not falling for.
Brian Fury's lows are bad. Yeah, I'm not falling for it, buddy. Back down forward 4, down back 3, down 4. Um, Hatchet kick and his new full crouch low. Are you fucking kidding me? People only say he has bad lows because besides Hatchet and the new full crouch one, I'd say too, they aren't exactly like hell sweep levels or something like that. But he doesn't need hell sweep levels. His lows are still good. People just want Brian to be beyond top 1. Imagine if you had a low better than Hatchet kick. Be for real. Anna is a well-designed character. She's also super difficult to play. Shut the fuck up. This character is so fucking annoying. She actually ruined season 2. Or not ruined season 2, but she was definitely like if season 2 had happened and Anna wasn't ever fucking made, I'm telling you, the blow would have been a lot softer for me because this character fucking sucks. Not only is she the worst part about Tekken 8, she also is much more annoying than Tekken 7 version, which I already didn't like her Tekken 7 version. Fuck that version of her too. But this version here is so much worse. And people keep begging for this bitch back. Bring back Anna, bring back Anna. And then we have to deal with this monstrosity. And I guess she's getting nerfed now, but you know what? Just gut her more. Like, you know what? How about this? Make sure she has no limbs, and she's got to just pray that the timer runs out before she gets hit. That's how she wins. Lay returning in Tekken 8. Oh, man. No. So here's why I say this. This is strictly a Tekken 8 video, but here's why I'm bringing this up. For one, he's not played. Everybody begs for him to come back, but nobody plays him. They like to look at him on the loading screen. I don't know if they're just fucking gooning to him or some shit, but that's all they want to do. And don't get me wrong, I don't hate Lei, but secondly, they talk about the Karate Kid collab. Yeah, that would have been a good time for Lei. But obviously they're not doing it for Lei. They did it for the money because Lei gives no money. That at least they're getting guaranteed money from the collab by just advertising it. Even if nobody gives a shit, they just get money from it. And third, can you guys please explain to me? Everybody talks about how much they hate stance transitions. I hate stance characters, stance and a stance and a stance. Why the fuck do you guys want Lade? Come on, what do you guys like? Are you guys serious? This guy is literally the stance. Like, look at this. How many stances he has? This is the stance character. And don't get me wrong. I don't hate Lei again. Um, but like I don't get it. I don't know why people beg for a character that they're gonna complain about because they're not gonna play him, and then they're gonna complain that they're bringing more stance characters. Well, you fucking asked for him. Um, and you know there's characters like Bruce and Bake that people also want back, and it's like, bro, Bake, are you fucking kidding me? We have Horang, Bruce, we have Falcom Ram. Neither of those characters I picked either. And then people are gonna say, well, Shaheen and Leo and Zafina in the game. Take all three of those fuckers too. Nobody cares about them either, you know. Um, I think that people want layback really badly, but again, it's a loud minority, if that makes sense. Not many people play him, but you always see them begging for him. Very, very loud. Lee is not weak. I have no clue how the fuck people actually believe that. If you think Lee was overpowered in season 1, some people still think he's overpowered in season 2. So if you think he's overpowered in season 1 and you still think he's overpowered in season 2, I don't know what to tell you. You might just be brain dead. No hate, but I mean, this character quite literally lost everything. Starting with season 2, like there's so much to name, and the only things that I can remember them doing that were good is Ford 2 got a buff, but nobody ever really used that move anyways, and I think Slide also got a slight buff, which his Slide is also nerfed coming from Tekken 7, so it's like, come on, while standing 2-3, awful nerf, Ford 3, back 4, like there's so many nerfs that I could just say for Lee. But I don't want to keep making this section too long. But I will say, why exactly do people say that he's not weak? For one, his win rate is pretty good. I don't think that necessarily means anything, though. For one, like he is in the middle of the pack of most picked. But for one, Lee players have always typically been better than a lot of players. He's always been kind of a specialist pick. And for two, when you look at the win rates, you see a lot of characters that just should not that people say are weak. For example, Devil Jin and there's Falcon Rom and stuff like that. And Falcon Rom, for one, is like bottom five, right? I mean, he's not strong, and he's up there, right? So um, a lot of it has to do with matchup knowledge. A lot of people don't really match up, don't have any really real matchup knowledge with Lee. I don't know if people just don't see Lee often, but I know that Lee can tilt some people. I mean, he does have some evasion and stuff like that. I get it, but to say he's absolutely strong in any way is just absolutely crazy to me. And yes, I'm calling you out, Blackheart, for that take. No, Lee is not fucking strong. Reyna is a difficult character to play in ranked. I highly, highly disagree. Reyna is by far the easiest out of the three God of Destructions I got in season one. For reference, I got like 20 something characters. I think it was 23 to Tekken God. Um, Reyna, I got to God of Destruction. Out of all of those, she was one of three. It was her, Paul, and Jack, and she was by far the easiest. Um, she doesn't really take much skill to use, to be honest. People are like, oh, but she has electrics and stuff. You don't even need her fucking electrics. People who don't know what you're doing until like you hit like, say I don't know, um, maybe Tekken God Supreme was when I actually had to like sort of try. Like here's how I did it: Hell Sweep, and Hell Sweep actually into this shit right here to do her stance stuff like that because people press all the time. I mean, they're just gonna press right into it. Or and then I'd use my electrics because I was the one Reyna who actually used the electric, and for some reason, out of the guys I would see, and then forward four and down forward one. She obviously has other shit like 221 and stuff like that. But I'm talking mainly about the stuff that I use. And you're seeing I barely use anything important. I didn't put much effort into her because she's not a difficult character. Uh, I think that she kind of gets glazed too hard because she's a Mishima type character, but she's not. She's probably the easiest one to play. It's either her or Jin, I think. Yeah, I'd say it's either her or Jin for sure. Steve is still a difficult character. Hell fucking no. In season one, I guess you could actually argue he was. Besides up back three, this move was actually so fucking stupid. It carried so many shit Steve players. However, why the fuck did they think? Let me make Steve go from stance to stance to stance to stance to stance to stance over and over, right? So Lionheart to Flicker. That's all I see some shit players doing. Like, what the fuck is this? Come on, man. Are you serious? They removed one of my favorite moves that he had. Oh my god, sorry, I'm fucking this up. Or they didn't quite remove it, but they like I have to like be careful, like or not be careful. I'm sorry. I'm like this isn't scripted. I mean like they're forcing transition. Yes, you can press out of it. You can just hold back. But it's like when you watch people play with Steve, a majority of these guys aren't doing that. They're going from stance to stance to stance, and it's just kind of tiring fighting Steve. He's definitely one of the more annoying characters in season two. Blue ranks are much better in Tekken 7 over Tekken 8. They're both the same thing. The only difference is in Tekken 7 they plug to their ranks. What I mean, like they quite literally will plug on the loading screen. I fight some guys to this day when I'm getting on a new character, who will disconnect on me. Some of these guys I haven't played in like versus in years, like genuinely, no bullshit. Some of these guys plug on you years later. A lot of these guys have like 20,000 wins in blue ranks and shit combos still. Like genuinely can't combo, can't do anything. Blue ranks are fucking like a lot of them are ass. I'm not gonna say blue ranks in general are ass because both in Tekken 7 and 8, there's some good players in both. In blue ranks, and there's also a lot of really really bad players in blue ranks who either get carried by their character. For example, Akuma mains who can't fucking do anything besides fireball, and I guess that's enough to get them to Emperor, or this and that. Both games, blue ranks, I wouldn't say is like it's a milestone for players who are new and stuff like that, like first seconds or maybe they couldn't get it in the previous second game. But I wouldn't say that it's a milestone that you really want to end at, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? And some people would argue differently. I know this is a controversial one, like Tekken, but fuck that guy because dude cherry picked on his video, so I did the same fucking thing on my video talking about well Tekken 7 ones are also ass. Because it's true. I mean, if you're gonna cherry pick off of Jack and Paul, I'll do the same exact shit. And I went even higher than blue ranks. I went to emperors and shit like that. Um, and I also made a video going to hitting Tekken God with absolutely zero practice. So yeah, I mean, it's a breeze to get through those guys. But basically, I don't think that like really difficult stuff starts until like maybe Tekken God, or actually I'd say maybe Emperor in both games, like Emperor and Tekken King and Emperor for both. The DLC is OP, like little like I don't know if I'd say hype train, but I'm gonna call it the DLC is OP hype train before releasing. Um, these guys will say that every fucking DLC before release is overpowered, and I'm gonna just speed run through this shit. Ready? Eddie, was he overpowered? Bottom 10. Um, Lydia, was she overpowered? Bottom 10. Heihachi, was he overpowered? Bottom 10. And I'm talking strictly on release. Um, all three released bottom 10. And Heihachi, some people, you could argue Heihachi wasn't bottom 10. I say he's bottom 10 because he's worse than his second 7 counterpart. His lows are somehow worse, somehow. His mids are worse because he doesn't have like 4-3 and shit like that. Um, and his poking's worse, but he does have warrior instinct for the one round, so that is something big to be fair. And then Clive, he was pretty overpowered because of forward 1+2. Anna, holy god awful, fuck you. And then Falcom Rom, also bottom 10, but in season 2, which is crazy. I'd put him like maybe bottom 5. I'd put Eddie bottom 5 too. For season 1, and I don't know what significant buffs he may have gotten in season 2, but I don't really give a fuck. So yeah, out of all of that, there's only been really 2 characters who are all that strong, and people were saying all of these characters are going to be broken on release, and that's just wrong. Twitter and Reddit opinions should be taken serious. I'm so serious right now. Their opinions are always fucking awful. Like 90% of the changes they want are terrible. And that's the reason why we even got stuck with season 2. For example, um, people begging for Steve buffs and Oscar buffs and even fucking Paul buffs. And look what happened at the start of season 2 with Paul. Um, that was so bad. I mean, I get it was a glitch, but still. And same with Jack. Like, come on, nobody. Jack didn't need buffs, not significant ones at least. Yes, he felt kind of weak in season 1, but regardless, um, nobody needed really any of the huge buffs they got actually. Uh, it's really stupid that even happened. But that's why I tend to stay away. I don't even have Twitter or Reddit downloaded on my phone because I don't really like the people on there. It's way too toxic. Everybody's straight up degenerates and they'll tell you to kill yourself if you like Tekken 8 or some shit like that, while they still play the game, which is kind of stupid. Their issue with Tekken 8 isn't my character is genuinely weak. Their issue is more like everybody else's character can still beat my character. Why? Like why do I lose? They want this game. They want to have a 100% win rate, never ever lose. That's what people want out of balancing. So that's why it's so shit. Nina is not a strong character anymore. She's very weak. Arslan, what the fuck are you talking about? This guy says that shit and then literally just wins tournaments with her. Um, Nina is still fucking stupid broken. She's still stupid easy. Is she not strong enough because this shit isn't a heat engager anymore? Like, come on. Like, he's actually a top tier down player. People want to call Nia down player, and don't get me wrong. I think he's sort of downplaying. I don't know if I'd put Brian top 3, so I agree with him on that. Um, but people like keep saying that Nia is completely downplaying and Arslan is right. Guys, Arslan is the same guy who always switches to top tiers. He plays Kuni, he plays Kazumi, and then he drops them too, and when they're not as strong. He picked Clive. He picked Lars up for like a week and dropped him because he was OP. Um, but that's the thing. He doesn't pick Brian now. Why? Probably because he knows that Nina and Anna are both stronger than Brian. Um, not that Brian is weak. Again, Brian is not weak at all. But the Williams sister are just so fucking stupid, man. So thank you guys for watching.
So ignore the audio. I understand the audio is a little bit not that, it's pretty bad. Um, but that's just because I record at the same time that I'm playing, and that's why it kind of is shit. So I do apologize for that. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day and night or whatever. And just let me know in the comments what you think. And yeah. So I'll see you guys next video maybe, hopefully. Goodbye.